Hey guys, it's Dr. Apolly here, and today we're going to be finally talking about how to actually get better at Smash Brothers specifically. The first thing you want to do is find a main. For this point, again, don't worry about the tier list all too much. Find a character that you personally connect with, have it be playstyle or even personality and values. Once you do that, get a feel of their combos and movement. Lab out the basics in training mode. Put on a level 3 CPU and just get used to being in disadvantage and moving around the stage. Don't feel as though you need to lock yourself into a character either. There are dominant solo mains like Samsora, players who have one main but sometimes use secondaries like Mars and Void, and then there are players who just do really well with multiple characters like Leo and Zachary. Playing multiple characters can also help you understand the game in a new way. Even if you don't play them seriously, they can still help you with your main. Acquire knowledge. The more you know about this game, the better. People like to point out players like Samsora and HBox who famously don't know a lot about the game, but those are more of the exceptions rather than the rule itself. Most top players know a lot more about the game than the average player. They understand frame data better, hitboxes, how to capitalize on specific situations. They understand how to bait better, they adapt quicker. They know how to play neutral more effectively. They know how to edgeguard better. They ask questions. They're hungry for knowledge, and you should be too. Practice, practice, practice. Practice a lot. Like, a lot. You need to have combos and neutral etched into your DNA. When you're practicing, remember that consistency is a lot more important than quantity. We learn more when we stop practicing and have time to actually digest what we learned. Playing 2 hours a day is more effective in the long run than 2 7-hour sessions a week. This is actually supported with a lot of studies on how people learn best in preparation for, say, school tests. Online Elite Smash is decent, but I would recommend joining Discord servers as the experience there is a lot more intimate. For a tournament-like experience, I recommend heading over to Anther's Ladder. There are also some online tournaments you can try to attend with actual money on the line. All links in the description. If possible, try to get wired internet. I actually have a video on how to get wired internet anywhere in your house that I'll link down below. This is all great practice, but it's highly recommended that you practice with a specific goal in mind. I come from a pretty sporty background. In basketball, when you want to get better at shooting, you don't just go to play basketball games and shoot more. You set up specific drills that prompt you to shooting better. The same principle should apply to Smash. If playing games are the scrimmages, you should have focused sessions where you play with the goal of improving a specific aspect of your game. Try to hone in on a specific area of weakness you have in the game or a specific matchup and improve on that as much as possible. Compete as much as possible. I talked about this in the previous point and in my previous video, so I'll keep it concise. Go to as many tournaments as possible to help you desensitize yourself to the stresses of playing under pressure. And finally, study. When you lose, which happens to all of us, try to figure out why you lost. At this point, you have all the knowledge and you've done all the practicing. If you lose, it isn't due to some inability or unforeseen circumstance you weren't used to. If you lose, it's because they outplayed you. Probably. Now your focus should be on studying what you can do to win in your situation. Study how other people handled being in your situation. Observe and take note of what they did to overcome it. A common mistake players make is making up excuses or sugarcoating their mistakes. This doesn't help you properly understand or learn from your mistakes. What we should be doing is taking ourselves out of our shoes and watching as if we were a third party. Watch the setback from multiple perspectives. Look back on what you were thinking, look back on what your opponent may be thinking, and most importantly, look at it from an impartial spectator point of view. If you can, get other people's perspectives on it. This can be a friend, a coach, and/or a top player. Smash, and really every competitive sport when you reach a high enough level, is all about using your head and outwitting your opponent. It's about finding patterns and adapting accordingly. It's about conditioning your opponent. When you learn how to do that better than your opponent, you'll win. Do that better than all of your opponents, and you'll be unstoppable. Massive shoutouts to Coach Zeke for looking over this video and adding in some points. I'll leave his Twitter in the description. Now that you know how to dominate, join me next week when we finally finish off this series. We'll be talking about longevity, maintenance, and other digital well-being issues that are associated with esports. Until next time.